I really like this new light Randy got.
What is going on, folks? Thank you for coming back and tuning in again. I've been thinking about you. Well, you saw there, by the way, what I got to put up with, man. Earl likes that light a whole lot. He usually does that and other things with it plugged in and turned on. He didn't have it on or plugged in this time. I caught him, man. Anyways, good to see y'all, man. Welcome back. I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you a lot, and I wanted to do you a favor. This is a favor to all of you who watch this video. Every year at this time, I talk about, remind you to humidify your guitars. Check the humidity, at least check the humidity in them. If you don't humidify them, you really ought to check it whether it needs it or not. Or if you know it don't need it, you ought to still get it out and check it. Especially your acoustic guitars. This goes for electrics too. You gotta humidify electrics, this is not as much. I was going to show you some things here that I use and made. I guess we'll start with this. All this is just a kitchen sponge and a little Ziploc baggie, and I slit slits in it across the baggie. It looks like it's been against a soldering iron too. I've probably used it to tin my iron with. Anyways, you can make these for like 2 cents, man. I'm sure the bag and that little piece of foam both together probably didn't cost any more than 2 cents. I feel naked without my glasses on. I can just see better. There's that. Now make you feel more at home too, maybe. Oh yeah, somebody's got a solder gun in there. It probably was me. Anyways, these little baggies, you can get little tiny Ziploc bags like that, and like say those kitchen foam things. That's not what they're called. I can't think when that damn camera's running. Any sponge, man, sponge, what it is, and cut it up to where it fits in the bag. Then put slits in it. I'll just run this under the spigot, the faucet, get it soaking wet, and then wring it out, and put a couple of them in my guitar case. It'll help keep yours humidified as well. Here's another device. This has got a sponge in it. I think you can see the name of it, made by Kaiser. It's got a sponge in it. You just hold it under the water and work that sponge, in and out, and it will get full of water. And then you turn it upside down and work it again, get all the excess water out. And it's got, let me show you here. It's got lips on it, see right here? There's 2 lips there. There's one. And then back here is another one. For different size sound holes. I got to really be careful right here. I need to throw a rug over that mess. It's for different size sound holes, so it'll fit in the sound hole. What you do is get that thing damp, pretty wet, not dripping wet. Wipe it all off good. Stick it in your guitar sound hole, over the sound hole. It mounts itself, basically. Kind of latches around the hole, and it'll hold on there, and then you can pull it off after a week or so. These are good if you travel a lot, on the road a lot, like I used to be. These are good to put them in there. You can humidify on the go, man, on the run. Now, these are called dampets. Okay, see all them little holes in it? It's got a sponge in it. It's got a clip on the end here. The end, you clip on, you get these little lids. These little lids with the dampet. And your hands work. Well, everything's becoming a task. So you wet this, get it soaking wet, and then squeeze the water out of it as much as you can. Stick that back inside of your guitar, and just lay this over the sound hole. Just lay it over the sound hole, and when you get ready to take it off, you just pick it up, and the whole thing comes out like so. See, you need to use something that doesn't absorb water to cover your sound hole with. Like I don't know. See, that's plastic. It don't absorb water. This is plastic. I've got one here I made just out of a plastic lid to something. This covers that big sound hole, not hardly. And you can get these different sizes too. You can see the difference in these. The size of them I'm talking about. There's the little clip on the end. A little clip right there on this end. You can get these, there's, I guess there's a difference in the diameter of them, but you can get them shorter. I think you can get them longer than these. These are my favorites, by the way, except for when I was traveling. You know, I didn't like the idea of sticking these in my guitar. Maybe take the plastic lid over the hole, and these things flopping around inside of there. They're pretty heavy when you got them full of water. I don't think they're heavy enough to, you know, knock a bracelet. So I just didn't like the idea of, you know, them flopping around inside there like that. So I use these, are my favorites when I'm at home and staying at home. And use, I'll carry a couple of these in every guitar case. And this, like I said, it's good for traveling. Now, you've seen these ones, they're in a little, I couldn't find any. I've got a blue million of them. They're in a little old plastic container. You pop the cap on it, okay? It's got the, I think I read clay down in the thing, and little holes and crap in it. Well, you stick the whole container, pop the cap back on it. They're round, and they're about that high. About that high. And they're round. You pop the cap on them, and stick the whole thing underwater. The container, the clay that's in the container, hold that underwater, and you'll see bubbles coming out. Man, I wish I could have found one, at least one. Hold it underwater, you'll see bubbles coming out. Hold it under it until they quit coming out. Okay? And shake it, rinse, wipe it off good, because the container will be wet. It's plastic. And they're good to carry in your case. I just like these because they're cheap to make. And I've had these for years, man, and they last. There's proof that they last. If you don't burn them with soldering iron, use them to tin your iron with, like some idiot did. Well, I'll say who, won't talk about that. If your guitar is really dry, to check it, get you a rig like this. They're cheap, man. I seen them online for, I think, less than $10, I think, or maybe it was 10. It wasn't very much more than that. Anyways, get one of them, put it down inside the guitar, cover the hole with something that will not absorb moisture, and leave that 24 to 48 hours, I would leave it. And it should read, the humidity on here should read 45 to 55%, anywhere in between that. If you're anything under that or anything over it for, you know, a prolonged period of time, your guitar is not going to be very happy, man. I've had people tell me, oh, I've had the guitar 50 years, I never did humidify it and nothing happened to it. Well, yeah, that happens. Usually, I would bet you that that guitar has been, you know, real close to 45 to 55% all of its life. You know? Those people would tell me that, oh, I've had the guitar 60 years and I never humidified it. I would challenge you to put that guitar in an environment that is a good bit under 45% humidity or over 55% humidity. Put it in there and leave it for a few years and watch what happens. Mark my words, man. It'll happen, especially if it's an acoustic. But it can happen to electrics too. It just takes a little bit longer on electric because they're pretty much everything's, you know, finished over it, covered. This thing here, if your guitar is really dried out, I'll take one of these little, I don't know what came in this. I can't remember what came in it. Some kind of food. It don't even say on the side of it. Anyways, it's just a little plastic bowl, fits in the sound hole. Put a cloth in there, soak it, soaking wet with water. I even let a little water stand in the bottom of the bowl if a guitar is really bad dry. Now I can squeeze that bowl like this, just enough to get it into the sound hole. Once you get in there, set it all the way back toward the lower bout, right in the center of this biggest area right here, okay? The center of the lower bout. And put a plastic lid over the sound hole and leave that. You can get some serious humidity into your wood of the guitar. Now, when I was telling you, put this in the guitar and leave it 24 to 48 hours, you can almost guess the moisture content of the wood by leaving it in there. If you leave it in there 72 hours, you'll come very close to guessing what your moisture content of the wood of that guitar is. That's just a little side note I thought of and thought I would throw in. That's all I got, folks, right now. Well, I got something else here, but I better not show it to you. I think Earl's did us enough damage on this video. Anyways, just a friendly reminder to check your guitars right now, especially you acoustic guys. But I would urge you all, even electric owners, check it, man. If you got a whole bunch of guitars, just put one of these in the same room they all are, you know, and you can tell that way pretty close to what all of them, if they're safe, at least if they're safe or not. So that's about all I got. Thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to make this video to remind you, because you know, you start cranking your heat up in the winter, and the heat dries everything out, man. You walk across the carpet to do something, grab a doorknob, and just get the shit knocked right out of you. It happens to me all the time. I hate that. Man, I don't like getting shocked anyway, you know. Anyways, thanks for watching. Cheers. I hope it helps. And happy humidifying. See you next time. Oh yeah, one more thing. Don't over humidify your guitar. That you can do that, and it causes bad things, as bad as them being too dry. So watch that thing, this thing I'm talking about. Make sure you've got it 45 to 55%. Don't go over 55, and don't leave it under 45. And you should be pretty safe. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.